Hello everyone, it's I'm McLeod and today I am playing Crystal Beast. So this format is absolutely garbage. I hate playing it. I hate playing speed duels at the moment. I hate facing Sam and Great Hero Predaplants alike. Gemini I can deal with, but these three decks are honestly absolutely zero fun to face, and I'd rather do literally anything else with my time. The one thing that alleviates this feeling of dread and boredom and the fact that this format is so garbage that a tier 0 format in Rush is preferable is this deck here, Crystal Beast, one of the decks of all time. Very old viewers will remember that I did cover this deck a very long time ago, actually, back when it was just Crystal Power Control, where you would just use the incredibly capable swarming abilities of Sapphire Pegasus in order to set a board that would interact with your opponent through Crystal Conclave, which is an absolutely bonkers card. But this version is a lot more combo-oriented, and the combos you get are kind of linear. You're always pretty much doing the same turn 1 setup every time, which is something that I tend to dislike in decks, but it is Crystal Beast, so it's still pretty fun to navigate, and there's nothing like plowing through your opponent with an 11k attack ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. So, as far as core cards for the deck go, first and foremost, what's very important is the skill Crystal Radiance, which has several effects, the first of which is putting every single Crystal Beast name into your deck except Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. So you put Zerd in your deck, and then you can activate it to send 2 Crystal Beast cards from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, and then get 2 Crystal Spell or Traps from deck to your hand, and send 2 Crystal Beast monsters from deck to your graveyard. That's a lot! That's a lot of stuff that this skill does, and all of it is good. What you're basically aiming to do every time with this skill is send whatever you have in order to get the golden rule, the single greatest Crystal Beast cards ever printed. And then with the second part of the skill, you send Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. Golden Rule activates itself in order to set 2 Sapphire Pegasus into your back row and revive the Ruby Carbuncle, which is going to special summon them immediately. That's an absolutely insane combo. That's an absolutely insane skill-enabled 1-card combo. And then you just get to do some more stuff with the Crystal Beast. But that's not all. This skill has a third secret effect that I've never activated. If only your opponent controls a card, you get to reveal a Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon in your hand to set 1 Crystal Spell and Trap from your deck, and it can be activated in the same turn. So obviously, you're looking to setting Crystal Conclave, which is a bounce, or Crystal Raigeki, which is a pop. Both of which are pretty good. Again, I have never activated this part of the skill. So, as I'm sure you have understood, it's really important to play at least 1 Ruby Carbuncle, really important to play at least 1 Golden Root. I think just 1 Golden Root is enough. Like, you don't need to play 3. It doesn't really change anything if you open it, because it's not really live without the skill anyway. And Rainbow Bridge is deck thinning, I guess. It can get you the missing crystal cards that you would like and that you don't have yet. Such crystal cards include Crystal Beacon, which is a combo extender, Crystal Bond, which is kind of a starter, can also be an extender. It's pretty versatile, I really like this card, and these 2 that I've mentioned before, which are basically Disruption. On top of that, you want to be playing as many copies of Sapphire Pegasus as possible. This is one of the best cards in the deck. It always was, and it was always going to be really important in a Crystal Beast deck, so playing it, make sure that you get to cycle through the Crystal Beasts in your deck so that you can summon Rainbow Dragon really easily. Speaking of Rainbow Dragon, we're playing 2. Why 2? Because if you open the one that you can brick, right, it's kind of a garnet, because you do want to search it with Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, which is, once it's in the back row, an extender, specials another Crystal Beast from deck, and then searches Rainbow Dragon, but needs to be able to do both of these things in order to be activated. I'm only playing 2 for a very simple reason. I only have 2. But if I had a third, I would be playing a third copy of this card. It is just that good. The rest of the deck is just, you know, staples. You could be playing more cards into the deck, If you're building your deck towards going second, you can be playing Melody of the Awakening Dragon in order to get a Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon into your hand super easily. But I only have 2, so I don't think it's worth it for me personally, even though it also searches Rainbow Dragon. And then for the extra, we have a bunch of Link 2s that we're going to cycle through as part of our combo. Some of them are actually, you know, doing something when we're going second, taking care of back row and such likes. Deco Talker, also a combo piece. The idea is you want to end with Firewall Dragon on your field, which you can make rather easily, pointing to a Pentas tag, because Pentas tag is like a generic Link 2 that you can make pretty easily as well. But that's not all. You can also make a Beast Dweller, really good in some matchups, excellent against Salamangreat and Predaplants, okay-ish against Hero, I guess. Most importantly, Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive, which is a big beta that can also tribute itself for cast in order to shuffle every single card on the field back into the deck and special your banished Crystal Beast monsters. It's a very simple, very linear game plan, but I'm really fond of it. I don't know why. I don't know what makes me enjoy this deck so much. Me who complains so much about like literally anything about the Sweet formats. So that's the deck. It's a pretty fun deck. I'm gonna show you a couple of very funny replays now. This here first replay is going to be against Invoked Fleur. You're not going to see a lot of Invoked cards. This replay is not really interesting, except that it's a good showcase of the turn 1 combo that you can make. And even then it's not optimal because I do scuff it a little. I forgot to turn voice lines off before recording this, so we can just pretend that I don't have to do the stake again. Anyway, I open 2 Crystal Beast monsters, I click the L button, I get Golden Rule, Crystal Conclave, send 2 Crystal Beasts, including Ruby Carbuncle, to the graveyard, set to Sapphire Pegasus with Golden Rule, and then revive the Ruby Carbuncle, which is going to summon both of the Pegasi into my monster zones. Pegasus number 1 and Pegasus number 2 are each going to activate. The first is going to get me another Pegasus in the back row, and the second is going to be me Rainbow Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. Put them both together into a Tri-Brigade Fairy Cheat. It's a sort of generic Link 2 that we use to cycle for a card. And then the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon is going to tribute itself in order to get me a Rainbow Dragon and another Sapphire Pegasus. Which is kind of neat. I'm going to put them all together into a Decoded Talker. Decoded Talker initiating my board against Effect Veiler. I realized that I kind of messed up the combo of the spawn, but it doesn't really matter. Put them all together into a Firewall Dragon, which is pretty cool. And then Crystal Bond is going to get me Ember Mammoth and set a Topaz Tiger into my back row. Normal summon the Ember Mammoth, which means that I have all 7 Crystal Beast monsters on my field or graveyard, which allows me to summon Rainbow Dragon. Something I forgot to mention about Rainbow Dragon is that you need exactly 7 Crystal Beast monsters on your field or graveyard in order to summon it. If you have 8, it doesn't work, which is why Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon is can be kind of an issue sometimes. Anyway, I did get to summon it, put them into an Pentas tag, and then banish Rainbow Dragon and several different Crystal Beast monsters in order to summon the big ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive with a set Crystal Conclave. So in retrospect, I was kind of I could have chosen not to set the Pegasus because I didn't have Crystal Beacon for follow-up, and if I hadn't, could have set the droplets as well. It would have been a good thing to do, right? But it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's not the perfect turn 1 combo, but it's a good start. Anyway, I'm just gonna flip it preemptively because I keep remembering that this card, misremembering whether this card can be activated in the same chain that it's activated, which is wrong. I'm sure it definitely can. My opponent is just gonna chain Book of Eclipse, which takes care of like one thing. It's not problematic. Sorcier de Fleur is going to revive the Decoded Talker, pointing to my Firewall Dragon. Remember, this is very funny. They're going to set a Sorcier de Fleur with the scale, flip it. I don't want them to go into Dingesu, so I Crystal Conclave, returning a thing to my hand, but they're going to chain Forbidden Lens. But then Firewall Dragon allows me to bounce both of these Sorcier de Fleurs. Why both? Because it is co-linked to 2 monsters, including the Decoded Talker that my opponent revived. Isn't that funny? My opponent plussed me. Anyway, I just get to return these two to the hand so that they can't go into anything. They're gonna click yellow button, get a crossing crown, doesn't really matter. Just gonna kill the Firewall Dragon, and then Decode Talker is gonna die because that's what Decode Talker does. Ah, cool! I'm gonna get to draw a card with the Book of Eclipse. Hey, look! I have lethal on board. I can just click the Rainbow Dragon Overdrive, wipe the board clean, summon a bunch of stuff, and win the game instantly. Wasn't that fun? So this is what the deck gets to do going first. Sort of. Let's see what it can do going second. Oh wow, we're gonna play against Windwitch, one of the best decks of this format probably. It's Rogue. Nobody knows it yet because the skill buff made it so good and interesting and fun. Most importantly, this deck is so fun. Isn't it so fun to just break set 3 back row, but you drew a glass bell, so you get to go into Crystal Wing anyway? Wow, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So much. Anyway, Crystal Bell, Freeze Bell, summons it. Mechlord, why do you hate Windwitch so much? I don't know, I just think it's a boring deck. They start doing that combos and I'm like... And it's always, I'm gonna make Crystal Wings! This is what the deck has been doing for like 7, maybe 8 years now. It's like... Can you literally start doing anything else? Wow, cool. You get to make Crystal Wing. That's so fun and interesting. Crystal Wing is such a fun and interesting card too. Definitely super fun. Anyway, that's the board of Crystal Wing set 3 pass. That's something that we can handle. Also, we opened the Golden Rule, which is really funny. The Golden Rule. That's the thing from the Lonely Islands. You remember that song skit with Justin Timberlake, which is called the Golden Rule, and the whole song is about how a threesome is fine if it's not gay if there's a woman in it. Oh, that's a funnier skit than this duel. They negated my Ruby Carbuncle that I summoned Golden Rule. Oh no, anyway I have Crystal Beacon. You just get to draw your back row with this skill. It's kind of insane. That's kind of my issue with dueling skills in general. It's like, there's no room for inconsistency anymore. And when people say that the Gaia Rush Tier 0 is RNG dependent as far as the mirror matchup is concerned, what they really mean is, I am so used to clicking a yellow button to fix all of my consistency issues that I genuinely can fathom the idea that sometimes I don't open perfectly or I break or things don't go like as perfectly as I deem that they should. Which is a weird sentiment, but sure. Anyway, look, Crystal Bond gets me a Rainbow Dragon. Hey, I have all 7 Crystal Beast monsters get to summon Rainbow Dragon. Brrr! That's the noise they would make if it made a noise. I probably definitely made a noise in the anime. Wow, it's fun that I get to keep making this super consistently. Like, despite all my grievances with modern Duel Links, right? I think this deck is super fun. I just enjoy playing it so much. It is so fun to summon this and immediately tribute it to revive a bunch of stuff. I know it's going to be him here too. I was going to be like, I'm going to make it Beast Dweller so that you don't win next turn even though I have like triple lethal on board. What a prick I am. Anyway, that's wow, the deck is good going second because you get to play generic broken Link monsters that just make the game so much easier for your Link monsters who were a mistake. And Crystal Beasts are here to capitalize on this mistake. Oh look, it's Predaplants, a very fair and balanced deck that clicks yellow button to open perfect consistency. I've had some Redditor tell me that people who don't know how to beat Predaplant, who think Predaplant is broken, are just bad at the game. Well, it's like, you don't know how to play around Predaplant, clearly, because the deck is actually super balanced and fair. Like, of course, this is your pet deck, you're gonna act this way and defend it, but you need to acknowledge that a skill that just pluses you to infinity and beyond might be broken. And this is me playing Crystal Beast saying that Crystal Beast has a broken skill. There's no shame in admitting it, you know? Just embrace it. Just embrace that your skill is complete bonkers, was designed without any thought whatsoever, and that you don't need to bat for your skill. It's not like your life doesn't depend on it. I don't know why people are like that, especially on Reddit. These people are like, My deck is not broken because I play it. If I play it, it means it's fair, because otherwise Konami is going to nerf it. And oh, my investment, like, this is Duel Links. The fuck were you expecting? The rules is you play the broken deck for 3 months and then it gets nerfed and then you spend money to play the next broken deck. That's the game that you've chosen to play. Anyway, I opened double Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon in this hand, but you can just summon one of those with Sapphire Pegasus from the graveyard, because Sapphire Pegasus is an absolutely insane card. Look, I get to make this is the better version of the turn 1 combo. I'm just yapping this video. Fuck it! I'm just yapping every video now! This is what I do! I yap! I complain about Duel Links and I still play it! Why do I do this to myself? I don't know. Too much yapping. Makes me cough. Look, I'm making a Abyss Dweller because Abyss Dweller is really good against Predaplants. There's like Bibliss, Saraceniant, Fusion Substitute that activate in graveyard. These are reason enough to go for Abyss Dweller, I feel. Because the deck really depends on those, you know? Oh, look! I get to make the Firewall Dragon. La-di-da. I don't get to summon Rainbow Dragon because I miscounted. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 names on my field, but no spot where to summon them. Oopsie! That's a mistake. And the worst part is, once I detach from the Abyss Dweller, there's gonna be too many names. But because I'm smart, I know this, and I also know that this returning the Topaz target to my hand is going to allow me to summon the Rainbow Dragon on the next turn. All part of the plan. All part of the plan. Anyway, I have like 2 disruptions and a Dweller. Let's see how my opponent plays against this very fair board. First of all, they're going to activate their very fair and balanced skill that just gives them a Predator counter for free. And then they're going to reveal that they got the Kaiju that benefits from this skill for free. Which is, like, there's so many things wrong with this skill. The fact that you get a free Kaiju pretty much every duel, making going second trivial, is one of them. And it's not even all that, because the deck still tops tournaments, and top this KC Cup, without playing Hydra. You have to acknowledge that this deck is just bonkers. Look, my opponent such Neos Fusion too. My opponent is on the very fair and balanced card that is Neos Fusion into Rainbow Neos. But fortunately, Konami addressed those in the ban list, didn't they? Oh no, they chose enough Stratos and Liquid Soldier instead. Wow, isn't that interesting? This format is so bad. This format is garbage. I don't even want to play Speed. But I do want to play Crystal Beast, so we're going to keep watching this replay. I'm going to make a first Draco Stapelia. Oh no, pruning. Gonna revive this. Emblem Miladies. Fusion Substitute. Then I'm going to put these 2. I thought it was going to be a second Draco Stapelia. But no, it's Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Oh no, the ace monster of the Yuri. Oh no. It's kind of a cool animation. I really like this animation, actually. I think it looks really cool. For all my gripes with Predaplants, this isn't one of them. Starving Venom does the thing where it absorbs the attack of my thing, and then, look, Neos Fusion into Rainbow Neos. I have to immediately Crystal Conclave to bounce this back, because if I let it activate its effect, I lose the duel. And look, I haven't lost this duel. Survive with 100 life points, but 100 life points is all I need, considering I get to immediately summon the one, the only Rainbow Dragon. What an absolute fantastic card. It's a garbage card, right? But they designed around it so hard that I can't help but appreciate it. Like, this card is near unplayable when it released. Basically unplayable when it released. And now, it's just spaced. Look at this. Wipe the field clean. Oh, that's a very cool build that you have. And look. Oh, I get to also set Crystal Raigeki just in case. Oh, activate your Hydra Engrave. I'm sure it's going to do a lot of stuff to protect you from the big beatdown that I've inflicted upon you. Meklord, you should learn to play against the Predaplants. Meklord, you're not good at the game. You only complain about Predaplants and Hero and Salamangreat because you can't beat them. Fuck off. Genuinely, if this is you, fuck off. Anyway, that's the deck. Like I said, play 3 Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragons if you have them. You can even cut a Kytroid for them. Maybe you don't need 3 Ruby Carbuncles. But I like having access to several of them in case something bad happens. It's always nice to have one in deck for Crystal Beacon, just in case the first one gets DD crowed or something. So, yeah, you can have 2, so even if you open one, it's not that bad, right? And if you open it, you get to send something else with the skill. I don't know. So this deck could probably be improved by the addition of a 3rd Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, probably more staples. But I like it this way, I like the 20 cards packet. I think it's compact enough. And yeah, the skill is completely absurd. But I would not have it any other way. I think it's completely bonkers that you're allowed to play Link monsters and do so much stuff with the skill. Right? The skill is... It's broken. The skill is completely broken, right? Every single skill in modern day Duel Links that makes a deck worth playing is broken. This is no exception. But I love it. And I enjoy this deck, unironically, despite it being broken. And if you're playing like a broken deck, it's fine. You're allowed to like broken decks. Just accept that they're broken. You can play Hero, you can play Salad, you can play Predaplants, you can play Gemini, you can play Battling Boxers, you can play Revolution de Fleur still, it's like, you can play Star Seraphs. All of these decks have broken skills. All of them. And it's fine, you're allowed to enjoy them. But you gotta acknowledge that skills kind of broken, ain't it? Skills will be broken. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video. Thank you for watching once again. Let me know what you think about this deck in the comment sections, and like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to support me yapping further, please check out the video description for a link to my Ko-fi page where you can support me financially. Doesn't have to be expensive. You can support me for as low as $1. You can choose to do a one-time donation or a monthly pledge. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my Ko-fi donators in the form of Dingus, Howdish Boy 0, Zinnia, Jimmy, Yannick, Sile, Mark Lou, Fortunello 16, Orc Price, The Abyss Actor Guru, and Exorcist. Thank you all for the support. And I know that you all really care about my cats. So here's a video of Yumi going absolutely bonkers as I ferociously pet her back, because I figured out that it is what she loved the most in this godforsaken world. Duel Links is near unplayable. The game that I once knew and loved is no more. This format is garbage. This format is so garbage that I rejoice at the originality of a tier 0 format in Rush. But despite everything, Yumi exists and she is thriving, and this is reason enough to keep going. So that I can buy more cat food for her. This is the whole reason I'm making this video, is so I can buy cat food for my cats. Thank you all for watching once again. Take care everyone, and I will see you all next time.